Hello and welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is Norbert Mad Dog Morvan.
You're a professional accountant, and I'm a professional killer.
Apple silencer, boom.
Apple silencer, boom. Oh my God, Richard Norrin took a loss, man.
Mad Dog gets
Hey,
glass in his face, and then he dies. And the stuntman who took the fall, I'm just
one of those pieces had to be real. That's what you're saying. I believe you
I'm
because this is way before CGI, friends. Everything you see here is real and visceral. These people are going through glass. Okay. These people are jumping into cars as they're moving. The stunts here, unreal.
unreal. And when Dick Wei is winging punches at Cynthia Rothrock, you're like, that's a bruise. That's a bruise. That's a bruise.
That happened. Yeah,
That's
we're making contact here, folks.
that's a
We're
Charlie
making
horse.
contact. Yeah, yeah. During the filming of one scene, he kicks her so hard that she starts bleeding out of her ear.
Yeah,
Yo, so what's wrong with me, Doc? You got a torn inner ear. Okay, let's go shoot the movie now. Rothrock is a beast.
she did that. So she did that split scene during their fight, and they're like, "Hey, we got to do rig something. Do you mind? Do you want to stay up there? Or do you want to come down?" And she goes, "Okay, well, I'm tough, so I'm going to stay up in the splits." And it turned out to be an hour. And then
Take your time.
after that, she couldn't walk for 3 days because she said that like, but she didn't want to seem like a wimp in front of all these guys,
Right.
and so she just was in a split position for an hour on a wall on a wire.
Rockrock is a beast.
They're
Rothrock.
jaguars. Like Michelle Yeoh and Rothrock, when they high five and start kicking people, they're like Michelle Yeoh's a dancer and she hurt her back and she couldn't dance anymore, so she had to transition into something else. So she became an actor, stunt
Right,
person, and then martial artist, and then amazing Oscar-winning actress. Cynthia
right,
Rothrock, what ran was like hanging out with Ernie Reyes, touring around the country doing like amazing martial arts displays, and she like won
yeah.
all these medals, like non-contact, but like absolute beast. So when the action kicks off, the final 13, 12 minutes of this movie, and they are just kicking people and scorpion kicking people and taunting people and breaking through glass and high-fiving and like
High fiving.
we still got two boys left. Like they just monsters, dude. This is like you I can't I can't even explain it. Like
It's
just
it's hard. It's hard to explain because, ladies and gentlemen, except for what you're now seeing in John Wick, they don't make movies like this anymore. They really don't. The process, the editing, the sudden forte sting of music, the kind of speed up and slow down, the quick zoom, there is a vibe to Hong Kong action, and it's gone. It's gone. You everything that you're seeing now in John Wick is homage
you
because they
know,
know what time it is.
and listen, there's a reason why. It's because Steletsky, David Leitch, JJ Perry, who did Day Shift, Sam Hargrave, who did Extraction, these are all stuntmen. They're all stuntmen. And if you look at this Hong Kong scene, you have Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, Corey Yuen, like you have
Right.
just the amazing martial artists slash actors slash directors. So when you watch these action scenes, they're not just directed by someone who did 2 episodes of Community and then they're doing major motion picture. Like
Exactly.
this is and listen, Sam Hargrave worked on the Captain America movies and like there's good action, so I'm not dogging on him. I'm just saying there's a
No, I get
difference.
it.
There's a difference between just watching these movies. And you know what's nice is I remember watching Kickboxer and just going like JCVD just killed one of those guys in the bar.
Yeah.
Like he killed him. And sometimes you're watching a Seagal movie and you're like, that dude's wrist is jello. So it's kind of fun going back to the 80s with these movies where
You have to.
people get obliterated. And I'm not saying it's a long-term strategy, but I mean, look at Buster Keaton, right? Look at the old Bond
Yeah.
stunts. People,
Right.
I mean, people did the stunts. Chaplin did the stunts. And so you
Right.
have these people just, and I'm jumping all over the place, but I don't care.
Enjoy yourself.
Another thing I love about this movie, Norbert, is Dick Wei in this movie as kind of the right hand man. I can't think of the last time where I've watched. Well, no, John Wick 4 with Marco Zarar, but I can't think aside from that when I watched a movie and I went, man, that right hand man is a Mad Dog from the Raid. But you know what I mean. I can count him on one
Sure,
hand.
sure,
But like I
sure.
watching him, like that guy, every single one of his punches hurt me. I felt a visceral. I felt it, like my rib
Yeah,
shook,
yeah,
and I
for
don't.
sure.
You know, when was the? I haven't like. I'm sure there are, but Norbert, like when was the last time your ribs hurt by watching an on-screen kick?
Literally watching this movie. Every time you see Michelle Yeoh just leap into the air and kick a man with both her legs at the same time in the chest,
Yeah.
I think, oh, just coughed up a little bit of blood there, just a little. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. It's just a ruptured eardrum, no problem. You get another one of those.
Oh man. And you know, this is the first time I've watched this movie. You suggested it, and I was like, heck yeah. I mean, Cynthia Rothrock, Michelle Yeoh. Like I'd heard of this movie. I had done an assignment for Rotten Tomatoes where I had to do a big thing about her, and I found this movie. I'm like, well, I got to watch this. And then you recommended it to me, and I'm like, wow. And what's interesting about this movie is it's a comedy. There's slapstick, but
So many jokes.
I think they do a really good job of sort of what's the word? I always say this about actors. They do a great job of like protecting their lead. So Michelle and Rothrock, they were both real. I mean, Rothrock's first major movie.
Right.
Michelle had done some roles, like a couple minor roles, a commercial with Jackie Chan, but
Mm.
they did a good job of protecting them. Where like they added in a bunch of comedic elements. They had this whole like Tarantino esque plot before
Yeah.
Tarantino,
The
and
microfilm.
a microfilm. Oh, and then they just allow him to do action. Like Michelle's blowing up cars in the beginning. Cynthia, her introduction, she's destroying. That dude was a beast too. Eddie Maurer.
She beat fire out that dude in the airport, man. He just thought, oh, let me abduct the little white woman. No, son. No, you have chosen badly.
Yeah, that
The first thing she does is the split kick to his face. And then it just gets worse from there as she beats him within an inch of his life in the airport. And then, as I'm doing air quotes now, interrogation techniques, takes him into the darkened cell, gives him a cigarette, and just proceeds to beat him up again. She's beating up men who are not only larger than her, but like visibly ripped. And it looks completely believable because she is doing kick, spin, kick, spin, laugh, haha, point, do the wavy hand, come here thing, kick, face, jaw, hold that, and cigarette burn. What? What?
that foreign chick, as they call her, is not a
That
kindergarten teacher. She is
that
a
mm,
badass.
that nasty foreign chick who speaks her Cantonese is pretty good.
Just, I feel like most people would be amazed by that. Like, just whoa, they don't just know 3 words. They actually can have
No,
a conversation with me.
this happens to me on occasion in Korea where I will go into a store and I will ask for something and they will look at me and go, eh? Eh? What? Did you just basically you just spoke Korean? And my Korean is not great, absolutely. But I can do some transactional Korean and it freaks people out when you speak to them in their native language. So I got what she was going through. And Michelle, you know, she starts off in this movie. She's just a woman in a bookstore. Life is good. Everything's great. I'm just reading books because it's the 80s and we don't have Kindle yet. We still murder trees to create reading material. And why does this guy come in? Do you realize that they set up a sting for the flasher? He had been doing that for a while. Okay. He knew what time it
The
was.
profilers had him.
Bro, walks into the store clearly overdressed for the season, in what the Koreans they call him Burberry man because he's got the big jacket and he flashes you and it's a Burberry coat. So flashes Michelle, and how does she take him out, ladies and gentlemen? She grabs his junk with a book.
Yep.
And I don't root for Burberry Man, but when your junk gets smashed, yeah, folks, I felt that too. That was my second visceral reaction from this movie. Oh God, she did that with a book. And then seconds later, oh, good job. Oh, stopping an armored car robbery. Immediately after. So right there, the tone of this movie is batshit. Number one. Number two, they have no problem going for that R rating.
People die.
She gets her own. After she grabs the Flasher's junk with a book, she gets her Clint Eastwood "Do you feel lucky, punk" moment.
She does.
The guy's reaching, the criminal's reaching for the gun, and she goes, "I'm not sure there are any more bullets. Do you want to take a risk?" The very nice version of "Do you feel lucky, punk?" Except she's got a pump shotty, not a 357 Magnum. So the only thing that could be worse than a 357 Magnum at point blank range. And the guy, unfortunately, takes that chance. And she blows his hand off. But we don't see his hand getting blown off. We do get the Freddy versus Jason blood spray in his face. There are a couple of serious blood sprays, but there's no gory violence. It's like a step up from TV A-Team violence. Like they put the blood in.
I can't think of any scenes where entrails come out of bodies,
right,
or eyeballs are gouged, or bullet wounds are too horrifying, or cuts.
Right,
people still die.
We get squibs. We get squibs.
Some good squid action, and I love what I love about this movie is how Inspector Ng and Inspector Carrie Morris, they're just the stereotypical Tango and Cash. Like they're not even opposites. They're both just badasses.
Right.
And
right.
There's when they show up, I love how Rothrock is kind of a like, let's beat him up. Let's just go. She's in a foreigner in a foreign land, shows up and starts torturing people in their holding cells.
Yeah.
And then but they're both. This isn't a Lethal Weapon situation. This is a Tango and Cash situation where they're both murderers, but they're a little different. But they're still there's not much difference between Tango and Cash.
Look, Inspector Ng is not completely against beating up dudes for evidence at all. She's down with it. But there comes a point where the guy's clearly not winning this fight. Okay. He might be jacked, but she already beat fire out of him in the airport. And so she's just Rothrock's about to punch again. And Michelle Yeoh is just like, you can't get the clues just by beating. Okay. She's just like, I do actually have a plan, but they're not doing the odd couple, he's clean, he's dirty, he likes sandwiches, he likes steak, they're not doing that. You know what I mean? And so these are equals. They're equals. And Rothrock just happens to be from Scotland Yard. Everybody is in Scotland Yard because Hong Kong, they're still run by the British at the time. I don't think the British left until 97.
Yeah, 90, because Rush Hour, remember? That's how I know.
I can't with Rush Hour. But anyway, but yes, that's right. The British left in 97. And so Scotland Yard just cooperates. Why not? It's just one of the things we do. Oh my God, you're so rude. No one will marry you, Rothrock.
And then they don't care though. And
she's like, okay.
And then there's a scene where she's just randomly wearing overalls and they're hanging out at their desks together and being buds.
Why not?
But I love it.
Exactly.
I do think I enjoyed this movie more the second watch than the first watch, because were you ready for just the sheer amount of aspirin, Strepsil, and Panadol? Like, were you ready for the three of them? Because I understand why you don't have Cynthia Rothrock on screen for 90 minutes. She just wasn't there yet. And Michelle Yeoh had to be protected too, because they were new actors who were known more for their, that's what Bloodsport. You put Jean-Claude Van Damme, surround him with people. You have Bolo Young, you give a great villain. Like you protect your actors. The sheer amount of idiocy from Aspirin and Strepsil, who, I mean, I like that they're down to fight, but when they're like, oh, we got the microfilm, but let's just give him a fake one. And then they go and arrest the bad guy. Ha 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 ha. I left because my life is great.
His laugh is absurd.
And then it's like there's so much plot in this movie, and it's a microfilm, but you it's kind of so once you get over that and you go through the second time around, and Panadol has ditched the fourth, has had the fourth fight in his apartment, you
Right.
you can just enjoy it. But the first time I'm like, what is happening? Like, what why
You're
is
not the only you're not the only one. I was trying to figure out, are they related? What is the deal with these guys? But then you get to find out that aspirin, strepsil, and Panadol, they are all homies with Sammo Hung.
yeah, that's the whole
Sifu.
crew.
Yeah,
Yep.
Sifu. And they're bumbling idiots, but Panadol, not for nothing, pretty good forger,
Yeah,
pretty good counterfeiter.
he's
And,
legit.
yeah, strepsil and aspirin, they are kind of good at stealing when they want to be. So they just have this team of petty larcenies, and
With a microfilm.
yeah, the microfilm is very important because the microfilm will expose the opium plan, you see. And whatever, the movie's 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
just just enjoy the madness. And then we do get the madness of strepsil, aspirin, and Panadol going into the old folks' home to hang out with Sifu Sammo Hung. And you think that they're going to sexually assault this nurse, but they're just going to rob her for chicken. It's a comedy.
Just a big chicken that they have, and then they get more chicken brought into them.
Better chicken, quite frankly. Chicken with seasoning. The first chicken is just whiter than a whiteboard, and they're mowing it like the gremlin, you know? They're mowing it like Mogwai, who are planning to change shape. Oh man. Yeah, it is a lot of Panadol and aspirin and Strepsil. But Panadol turns his crib into basically Pee-wee's Playhouse full of
Yeah,
traps, and they have a great fight scene in there.
like when
A
when
great
uh, Eddie
fight
Maurer, the
scene.
thug with the fake passport, comes in with the ramen,
Yes,
and like there's so many gags in that house when the three people come in with the fake passports that they smudge, and then he cups the ropes, and then they fall.
totally.
When
Yes.
when thug with fake passport comes in, he's it really is Buster Keaton esque. It's
Yeah.
lots of physical comedy, lots of they built the set around the fight scene to
Mm,
tell like the gags, and it's fun. But I
it
kept
is.
just I remember I just kind of kept getting whiplash around it. But
Oh,
but here's the thing though, I always loved it. I enjoyed it, but I was kind of like, who, why, what? But then I watched it a second time for this, and I went, oh okay, I can just roll with it, and now it's
yeah.
wonderful, and it's 90 minutes, and it's
The
chill,
to the yeah,
and you
totally.
understand why, just to kind of protect the lead actors in the movie
Hmm.
because they just weren't that skilled yet, and that's not a hate. That's smart filmmaking. You don't. I think too many actors don't get protected. They get thrown into the deep end, and I think it probably hurts their career because they're just not ready for that yet.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. The tonal the tonal shifts in this movie will absolutely give you whiplash. The wacky music, you know what I mean? The music is your hint as to whether or not you should be horrified or not by what's going on screen. That guy, you said his name's Eddie?
Yeah, Eddie Maher. Yeah.
Eddie, okay. Eddie Maher climbs up the side of a building to get at Panadol for that wacky Pee Wee's Big Adventure fight that they have in his apartment. That building is big, man. He climbed up the side of it. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. So Panadol, aspirin, and Strepsil, they might be on screen way more than they would be if there were better actors at the time, Rothrock and Yeoh. I agree with that. But they have some cool stuff going on. These little background hustles that they try to get going. They
The
try to
pool hall.
hustle the guy in the pool hall and come to find out, oh, the guy in the pool hall actually is a recognized champion. Whoopsie. And then they decide, aha, well, you know what? Since these guys want to murder us, let's use the police to protect us instead.
With Snitch.
Let's just snitch. Snitching works, man.
And then they betray him.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then but it,
Yeah, yeah.
but but you know what though? I still love when Strepsil goes into the main boss's place at the end, and he has guns, and just he's pulling out the fake grenade, the guns,
That
and
was
then he
great.
finally has a gun that's real. That's why these guys work though, is
That's right.
they're goofballs, but they'll fight. Like,
Mm.
Panadol, he puts up a good fight. Like he can fight, and so can
Yeah.
Aspirin and Strepsil. And like when Strepsil's at the end swinging swords at people and sword fighting, and it's a lot of comedic relief. But at the end, what Aspirin kills the Tin, like the main boss. Well,
Dude,
the lawyers are going to
straight
let him
up.
go. I gotta say, between Police Story and Yes, Madam, like lawyers look really bad in Hong Kong at the time.
Oh, look, the only thing that I learned from watching the Hong Kong action movies is that Hong Kong is an incredibly corrupt, unequal society with excellent food and really nice backgrounds. Yeah, don't trust the lawyers. The guy straight up says, I will go on with my happy life. And he's mad because their friend died. And he just goes, you know what? Aspirin just says it's time. He just steals a gun off the cop. And then Strepsil just, okay, fine. I'm going to hold him and now just shoot him. And that's the end of the movie. That's the end. The end of the movie is a freeze frame on Aspirin just unloading a 38 on the bad guy.
If this was a Stallone movie, they would have a fight on the side of a mountain and the bad guy would get killed. In this one, the bad guy's going to get away with it. And like, heck no, I'm just going to shoot him
No, 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 no.
because of lawyers.
The slightly less bad guys are
Yeah.
going to just commit murder in front of cops. Like you will not get away with this. So these cats figured we're going to jail. Let's really go to jail. Let's just get it done. You know what I'm saying? Because technically, what they have done wrong, they pull off Michelle Yeoh's shirt to try to get her to protect them. She punches him in the face and lets him go.
Oh, that was
They
hilarious.
they beat up the traffic cop. They let him go. They let him go. Uh, they are literally robbing the hotel guests blind for years. It's not that bad, you know? So what did they actually get arrested for at the end of the movie? They're under attack the whole time. When the cops finally do come in to the big boss's lair, they're defending themselves. They haven't murdered anybody.
Trespassing.
Yes, that's right, trespass.
They're getting beat
Right.
up by 40 guys. They
Yeah,
trespass.
yeah. Yeah, and then they get arrested for trespassing. And as we know, like we said, the lawyers are shisty. So you know what? Here's what's going to happen. You're probably going to go to jail for like 15 years for trespassing and not for the myriad of other crimes that you actually committed. And they killed your friend. So you know what? It's robot fighting time. I'm going out.
They just shoot him.
Yeah, a lot.
let's let's get the job done. Let's not take any chances here. And then the movie ends. And
That's it. The last tonal shift. Exactly. The last tonal shift is that it ends on a revenge freeze frame and then goes into cheerful music and just shows clips from the movie.
her stunts. Yeah, it's
You can't.
well, they probably didn't want Rothrock or Michelle Yeoh killing the main bad guy, right? In cold blood.
Because they're cops.
Yeah. So then you had to have a criminal murder the guy. But I just love
Right.
that the whole subplot was my lawyers are going to get me off.
Right.
You,
And
police
and
story
and
too. Like he has to kidnap the chief and escape because everyone's crooked. And
Aspirin's like, no, you're not actually going to get off. You're not. Because this is it. This is it for you.
because even if
No,
they go to jail, I mean, Tin's people will get them. Like
oh man.
my
Yes.
life is great. My life is lovely. I have never
He's
had
literally
anything wrong happen to me.
he literally says that.
He walks up and he's like, "Shoot me!" And then someone shoots him and he pulls a person in front of him.
You know what I'm saying?
He's
Another
I love him though. I do. I love how unapologetic this guy is, and I feel like he exists in the real world though. Like,
of course he does.
I love that he's not a Jack Palance from Tango and Cash. Or like, why is this guy in a quarry? Like this guy, this is. I feel like this is a criminal who's just bought all the cops. He has all the
Yeah.
things going for him, and he legitimately is like, I'm fine.
Yeah. And he's really cool with his right hand man.
Yeah.
he's really cool with them. Mad Dog and Dick Wei, those are his boys. He doesn't treat them like Destro gets treated by Cobra Commander, or how Starscream gets treated by Megatron, where they're always taking shots at the underling. These are his boys. They clearly just hang out, you know what I'm saying? Probably order some women illegally, do horrible things, sell opium, and just count piles of money and then cackle. Literally, it's cackling. Like you and I, we laugh, but this that's cackling.
Just and gets away with it everywhere.
And just
Everywhere.
He's bribed everyone.
And
bribed.
Yeah, and even if he hasn't, he has amazing assassins who hurt you.
He was openly talking about how nothing bad is ever going to happen to him in front of all the cops. And he couldn't necessarily have bribed all those cops.
He just paid the high.
I don't care. I'm not going to jail ever.
Yeah, I was on the John Wick 4 episode. I was talking about if I had what Marco Zarar is my right-hand man, he's a monster, that guy. And I would just be a nightmare of a villain because I knew I had like an incredible right-hand man. Or if I had Mad Dog as my right-hand man. And like, but if I had Dick and Mad Dog as my right and left hand, you would hate me, Norbert. I would be unbearable. If I had the money and the henchmen that I have, you would just, oh man, this guy's terrible. Like this, because I wouldn't worry about anything. You just
no problems, none.
Oh, here comes Mark again. It's like, hey, I'm taking that table. Yeah, Mark, I'm not gonna give you this table. I'm like, are you really? No,
Mark, come on, please. Please let me come on, man.
This Mad Dog pops up behind me and you're all right.
Yeah. And then and then the cops come, and what? Oh, Norbert, you've been trespassing. And then you just look me dead in the eye and just say, with no irony at all, yeah, sure, no problem. To cooperate with the police and to curb crime is the responsibility of citizens.
Drinks for everybody.
I have to murder you. I'm sorry, I like to laugh a lot. I have to murder you now. I just can't help laughing because I'm happy. Cackle. I have to kill you, son. It's the only way you're going to get justice.
He even says it too. Just, I'm fine. I'm good. You got nothing on me. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
What a great villain. And it just, yeah. And then listen, I love how it ends too. Just, I love all the glass breaking. I love like just watching, like there's this scene where Michelle Yeoh, she is hanging upside down. She flips through glass, busts through the glass, grabs people's feet, drags them down. Oh man. I was reading about her background and she was like a really amazing dancer. And so she, let's see, what is it? Let's see. Because she was,
that's the thing that no, you're right. She was a great dancer and she hurt herself. And then somehow she goes into action movies because that's less strenuous than dancing.
She was Miss Malaysia in 1983. Then she was in a television commercial with Jackie Chan. The advertising caught the attention of a Hong Kong film production company. Then that led to small roles in Owl vs. Bombo and Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Stars. And then her dance training allowed her to pick up fight choreography very quickly and gave her physical attributes and gave her physical attributes required to perform much of the high kicking action herself. And I mean, think about it though. You have JCVD, like he was dancer. He wasn't really
I believe he was a legit martial artist. He won a couple of rounds, man. He won a couple of titles.
Yeah, I actually have his fight numbers up. Like, but he was like very, like, what am I trying to think here? Like, it's interesting how sort of dance, because he had this, remember him in Breakin'? And just JCVD loved to move. And so I think,
I mean, he's technically a dancer because he can move in time to music. You know what I mean? But
what, you don't think Kickboxer's the greatest thing ever?
Oh, listen, look, man. The movie that he was in, the movie where he was the bad guy in the movie. No Retreat, No Surrender. And it kind of had that Hong Kong Zoom thing.
Same director.
Right. And he didn't speak much. In that That's where you get to see, okay, this guy's going to be a beast because he was a badass and he was actually beating people up. But Van Damme, he's trained in Shotokan. He's trained in Shotokan, karate. He's trained in kickboxing. He had a black belt. He got a Mr. Belgium bodybuilding title. And then he studied ballet. And then he took Taekwondo and Muay Thai. So he's actually a fighter who has dance training.
Got it.
Versus Yeoh, who's a dancer who also will just kick fire out of you.
And I was looking at dancers who became like Charlize Theron, Patrick Swayze.
Right, Swayze was a dancer.
Yeah, and like, but you can tell that in the way they move. You know, in that movie Steel Dawn, they didn't have enough time to train him sword fighting, so there's like, okay, just dance fight. Like right. But I think the physicality of it, the way they move, really helps.
The economy of motion, absolutely. Mm-hmm. There's no wasted movements, so it looks really good. And then Rothrock, she won a lot of titles with weapons and forms, and she also just has literally a black belt in Taekwondo, karate, eagle claw, wushu, Shaolin, Pai Lum Tao Kung Fu, and an 8th degree black belt in Tang Soo Do.
Beast.
So, yeah. Now, if Rothrock and Michelle Yeoh were men, we would have already gotten the Al Pacino, Robert De Niro Heat scene. We would have gotten the Bruce Willis, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Sly Stallone standing on the camera in the same shot in The Expendables. And they would have had to fight each other or something. We would have gotten this. But that's unfortunately not how the world works. These two women deserved definite Jean-Claude Van Damme. Like, they're better actors than Van Damme.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It just wasn't the time, right? Like, I mean, I know Michelle Yeoh had a great run in the 80s over in Hong Kong, but like, look at the 90s, right? Like Gina Davis when she did Long Kiss Goodnight and
amazing,
Cutthroat Island. Everyone's like, oh, her and her husband are like doing movies together. And
are you kidding me?
It was kind of like there wasn't like, it was direct to DVD, but there wasn't many female-led action films around that time. There just wasn't. Like, I think I'm not saying Angelina Jolie was the first, but when she started doing Tomb Raider, when she started doing Salt, and then like I think Charlize Theron caught on, and like now there's more and more, like Michelle Rodriguez too. Like, you can't forget Michelle Rodriguez. Like, that was 2000s. That was early 2000s. So, like, nowadays, I was watching Cynthia Rothrock move in this, and she did China O'Brien. She had a direct to DVD career. But I feel like she could have been a Scott Adkins. She could have been like, Scott Adkins is like, I feel like they're the kind of the same, where they just insane athletes. She, like, right now, I think she would have had a Scott Adkins level career, but like,
for sure,
but it was the 80s. Like Michelle Yeoh though, what she did great is she adapted. Like, she did Crouching Tiger, but that was what, Ang Lee
2000, and that was 2000.
But like, that was more acting and emotion, and the choreography is beautiful. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But then she was able to kind of, even bond. Like, she
97,
like, they built that role around her. So I just think that Michelle Yeoh learned how to adapt. Look at Crazy Rich Asians,
right?
Last Christmas, Sunshine. I think she just learned how to adapt. Whereas I think Cynthia Rothrock was like, so, but also Michelle Yeoh was like a dancer, ballet. Very but I think Rothrock just kicked people in the face. Like, was great.
Rothrock was a martial arts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
And she still had a good career. Did a bunch of movies, but I think Michelle Yeoh tried to be an actor, whereas I think Rothrock was just which transitioned better for her at the time with the amount of roles that women were getting, to where Rothrock was just like, I want to be an action star. Like, I want to be this. And but like you said, it would be them in The Expendables fighting.
Dude, the chemistry they have in this movie, the fight choreography that they clearly demonstrate, the level of speed and skill that they show in this movie. If this was two guys, right, they cross over immediately after this movie, because No Retreat, No Surrender, Van Damme wasn't the star. He was just the bad guy. 2 years later, he gets Bloodsport.
Crossed over.
Career takes off. Done. career takes off, done. Rothrock's a worse actor than him? No way.
Yeah.
Michelle Yeoh? Clearly not. Clearly not. Uh,
Look at the
they were
raid.
unfortunate.
Like Eco
Exactly.
Joe Taslim and Yaya. Yeah, Yaya. Like they blew up. They're in Star Wars. They're in movies.
Exactly.
They're in Fast Six. They're in The Night Comes for Us.
Exactly.
That raid blew them up.
Yeah.
And yeah, but like that
It's
speed, the only thing comparable I can think of. Sorry, but like with their
yeah, go ahead.
speed, it reminds me of the final fight in the raid when
Hmm.
it's the brother and Eco fighting Mad Dog. Just I
Mhm.
remember watching that, and just going, I'm tired. Like
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
nuts. And but watching them, you know what's great too is the choreography, where
Yes.
there's very little one punch KOs here.
Right. They're beating these dudes up for a
Yeah,
minute. Yeah.
and they're so fast. And then the
Yeah.
weapons work, the pole work, they're making fun of people for knives. The way they
Yeah.
jump, like they said they spent a month on this fight scene to shoot, which is amazing, and they built the entire set around them to
Mhm.
do it, and they probably storyboarded and wire worked and everything, all of it into it. But yeah, they took their time on this, and the choreography is such that when they're fighting, like they're not kicking dudes' heads off, which is fine. You know, I don't care. But like
Yeah.
it just works and it's fluid and oh man, I love it. I love like this.
It's great. It's
Yeah.
great. I know that you get Liu Kang in the video game from Bruce Lee. You get Fei Long from Bruce Lee in
Sonya.
Street Fighter. You get Sonya from Cynthia Rothrock. And watching this, yeah, the idea for Chun Li's got to come from Yes, Madam, right?
It has to.
It's got to, right? Because Michelle Yeoh is just a badass, and she plays this run, Yes, Madam, and then in the sequel, in the Line of Duty,
Just
police assassins.
oh,
Like,
man.
are the police the assassins, or is somebody assassinating the police? I don't know, but either way, that one also spectacular, spectacular. And they held this woman back. I don't know how else to say it because Michelle Yeoh, yeah, she just got her Oscar. Kudos, congratulations. But clearly, she was supposed to have the action career, and that's why when the Bond came out in '97, that was big movie. She was in Super Cop in '92 with Jackie
Huge.
Chan.
The motorcycle stunt. She was out for a little bit because she got married to a billionaire and
Right.
she stopped acting. So she kind of like took herself out, but her comeback was Police Story
With
3, right?
Police Story
Super
3,
Cop.
Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Beast movie.
Yeah.
Beast movie. Absurd choreography. So
Uh,
she's just proving again and again and again, I get busy. Give me a movie. The heroic trio is Michelle Yeoh, Anita Mui, Maggie Chung. Okay. That didn't blow up the way it should have.
mm-mm. And, but then she does minor roles in Mummy Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. She pops
Ugh.
up in Mechanic Resurrection, pops up in Morgan in Babylon AD. Like
Oh, that movie. God.
there's a documentary about the making of that movie where like the director just hated it because he had directed big films before. He was like the studio screwed me. And he didn't want Michelle Yeoh or Vin Diesel. And
Yeah. The title of that documentary is called How to Launder Money.
yeah,
Get out of here. There's no way. There's no way anybody thought that movie was going to succeed. And we love Vin Diesel on this podcast, folks.
we
But come
do.
on. Come on.
I've been talking a lot about money laundering on the podcast too. We just did a whole thing on 3,000 Miles to Graceland with
Son.
franchise pictures. Do you know
Yeah.
real quick? I'm just gonna. This is nothing about it, but do you know about franchise pictures?
I do not, but I feel like you're going to tell me.
I'll do it
He
real
said
quick. So this
intrigued.
Eli Samaha started this thing called Franchise Pictures. And then he made this deal with this German company called Entertainment where they would pay for 47% of the film's budget. Now, like, let's say you're going to make Battlefield Earth. This is what he would do. He would go to the bank who does the bonds, and he had a deal with them. And he's like, okay, I need an 80 million bond. And then he would show that to Entertainment and they would pay 47% of it. But then he would go back to the bank and be like, okay, I need a $60 million bond. That's how much he would get out.
That's dope, son.
So then Entertainment, they were paying for more than, so like they were probably paying for 66% of it. And then what would happen though is that he would give 12 million to SAG, and then he would give 3.7 million to SAG actors. So by
Oof.
the time Battlefield Earth got made, everyone's like, $80 million budget. It's the biggest tanking movie of all time. He legitimately cut the budget in half again. He gave the Travolta got 16 million. Travolta put 5 back into it. And then he told the actors that the unions that how much the budget was. So he got a deal. He's like, yeah, it's only like a $20 million budget. So then he got a deal on contracts. Then he went to Vancouver to shoot all old warehouses, nothing, no sound stages. And he owned the
Wow.
catering company that fed his crew. So the budget from that he got had his own company to give his crew food that John Travolta said was so bad that he put his own money in to feed the crew. So when they made Battlefield Earth, the production designer and visual effects said there was the lowest budgets that they'd ever had to make a movie. And so when people say that Battlefield Earth is $80 million, it's like 20.
Yeah. Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
Yeah, and then he got sued for $122 million. But it just makes me laugh because, you know,
That's amazing.
yeah,
That's
and
we are clearly in the wrong business, friend.
this money laundering is so beautiful in the industry, and there's so many ways to do it, and so and to get away from tax loopholes. Not that this movie did it. I feel like every cent you can see on the screen of this film.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. This movie moves, and there is an economy of motion in the acting, in the choreography, in the scenes. I love it, man. I love it. It's just a great movie that everybody should definitely get on. And it's too bad that this did not launch her into Van Damme stratosphere, Michelle Yeoh, or Cynthia Rothrock, because they both clearly know what they're doing.
It blew it it's just, yeah, I
It's
mean, it was a
unbelievable.
time. It was a time.
It's unbelievable.
You know what kind of annoys me is I know what the people are saying, but when a lot of these film directors and actors are like, film used to be so much better. It used to be
No,
film.
no,
And I
no, it
went,
didn't.
and I kind of went, well, nowadays we have more voices, more
Mhm.
cultures, more international distribution. We're seeing movies from all over the world. Netflix is dropping Korean, French, all over the world. Movies are becoming hits.
Right.
So it's just not American cinema dominating anymore. It's worldwide cinema. Like, from Senegal, movies are coming out now. Like,
Hmm.
there's movies from all over the world, and there's more voices making movies than ever before. But you know what? It's not what it used to be, man. Like
No, it used to be.
the late
Yeah.
60s and 70s, man. Like that's where it was at. Like,
Yeah. Hmm. That's right. You shouldn't pay the players in college sports because then well, you never know what they're going to do. Exactly. Exactly. Give control to the talent, man.
and,
Let the talent go for it,
and
you
it's
know?
just, and like, listen, there were some amazing film like Coppola, Scorsese. Like there was some cool, like, all the exploitation movies that came out. Like there was some
Yeah.
real renegades at the time, but and then the studios ate them up, and then the 80s happened, and it was all dead. Star
There
Wars
it is.
happened, and like
Blockbusters.
I really think though that like all the movies in the 70s, all the realism and like Texas Chainsaw Massacres and all that, I think
Yeah.
people are just like, man, give me Kroll, give me Dragon Slayer,
Can we dial it back a little?
yeah,
Yeah.
give me Beverly Hills Cop. Like
Yeah.
if I have to
Yeah.
watch Jack Nicholson do something again, I'm gonna die. Like just give me an alien with a cute kid. Like just
Oh
stop,
my God.
stop. Just
Here, here's a question for you, okay? This movie, we get a lot of little 80s touchstones, man. We get cars doing wicked jumps. We get motorcycles going nuts, driving over things. Okay. We get the microfilm. All right. And we get opium. He just mentions opium. Is he an opium dealer? Probably. Which one of these tropes do you like the best, man? Which one do you want to come back? I
oh,
I, I personally want to see microfilm come back. I love microfilm.
like I miss the days when the MacGuffin was a floppy disk. Like I
Yeah.
miss the days when it was microfiche, microfilm. Like I
Yeah.
because there's something so like when you put it on the web, it's kind of like, well, it's there now.
Right.
uh,
Yeah.
but when you have one floppy disk and it's inside your bulletproof vest, and you are battling a rabid elephant. There's just
Yeah,
an element of suspense there that cannot be rivaled. It really can't.
that's
Like
right.
in this movie, when he goes to burn the microfilm, and he's like, "Yeah, do it. You'll destroy all the evidence."
Exactly. I
It's
don't want the microfilm. I want to make sure it's destroyed. Right.
yeah. So that's where the suspense comes in, because they want to destroy it. You don't want it destroyed, and
Right.
that's the problem. So I love, and also too, like I love you give the wrong floppy disk, like,
Yeah.
oh, I got it, and then it's Doom, and you're like, what? This is Doom. This is real. Like it's just, Mission Impossible had that entire scene where he's just hanging there looking for a floppy disk, and
Yes.
it's amazing. Like the most, that's one of the tensest. That's probably my favorite moment in the Mission Impossible franchise,
It's
right there.
extremely tense.
And you get that with microfilm, you get that with the VHS tape, you get that with, oh, they filmed this, like they have the footage. And in was it Trespass, or was it, yeah, Trespass, where they filmed the guy getting murdered and then they have the
Yeah.
footage of it.
Hmm.
So like, oh, we got to get our camera back because there's our
It's only
footage.
in one place.
Yeah.
That's right. It's in one place. That's
and
right.
and that's where it comes in, that's where it's fun, like that. I miss that trope. No, I don't really miss the motorcycles, because like Hard Target, even though it was 90s, he was like on top of it, and Chuck Norris had a rocket launcher motorcycle. Like, it's just
Yeah.
I don't like motorcycle chases. Like Rogue Nation, I don't like that chase. I don't.
There's a reason why the second Mission Impossible is the worst. It's because they actually fight with motorcycles. They don't have a motorcycle fight. They use the motorcycle as a weapon to attack each other.
Yeah,
And that,
tires and
look, I will suspend my disbelief all day. And then I saw that and I was, man, look, you asking me a lot, John Woo. You're a crazy guy, but I don't like this. I agree with you there. Maybe the motorcycle's got to go.
and then like Payback, or no, Paycheck with John Woo, he's on a motorcycle. Hard Target, he's on a motorcycle, and you're like, Con Air, they're on motorcycles. You're like, just get off the motor.
Yeah,
Just
get off the
listen.
motorcycle.
In Florida, I think, did I tell you in Florida, I had a tank top, board shorts, and sandals. I got into a motorcycle, was learning how to ride it,
Yeah.
was looking at a buddy, didn't see a mailbox, hit the mailbox, flipped over the bike, just flipped over it completely. The bike rolled, landed on my leg, seared my leg, horrifyingly
Fire.
seared.
Yeah.
I went inside, my knee was all tore up, my leg was burned. So I put rubbing alcohol for some reason on the burn.
Mistake. Mistake.
I had no idea. And then I wrapped it in toilet paper. And then
That's very American of you.
I went to work at Burger King, and I'm standing there making chicken. I distinctly remember this, making a chicken sandwich. And my manager comes out and goes, "Holy crap. My leg, my leg was bleeding."
It's just bleeding,
and
of course.
had bled through my white sock. And my pants weren't long enough so you could see my socks. And I had an incredibly bloody leg.
Yeah.
And
dude.
the toilet paper had fused like into the wound. It
That's what it
became
does.
part of my body.
Right.
And so I remember going home, and my mom was there, and I'm like, "Hey mom, do we have like any pain medication?" She's like, "No." And I was like, "What kind of mom are you?" I had a huge fight with my mom. I couldn't limp. I got sent home from work early. I couldn't make money. And then I had toilet paper fused to my leg, and I still have the burn mark on my calf. So it's motorcycle. Whenever I see a motorcycle stunt, I'm like, get out of here. Like,
You just don't like it.
no,
You
I
get triggered, and
I
I got
do.
you.
I do. So I hate motorcycle stunts. So give me microfilm. Give me that. Give me a microfilm. Just give me that.
Another cool thing about this movie is just the relentlessly positive police department that they have.
Great.
They're so happy to be cops, man. When Michelle Yeoh catches the pervert and cripples the bad guy, she walks in and everyone is presenting her with flowers and cheering for her. And they call her Madam. They don't call her Michelle. They call her Madam. So she walks into the police station and everybody's got a large, very colorful bouquet of flowers. And it's just, yay, madam, madam, hip, hip, hooray, madam, madam. They don't do that in Beverly Hills Cop.
No.
They don't do that in Lethal Weapon. That's why those cops are so mad, you know?
Demolition Cop has nice cops until the Demolition Man shows up.
Well, the cops in Demolition Man in that future, you know, they're happy because those people are probably medicated to straight hell, man.
Yeah.
So they don't do crimes anymore,
Nothing.
you know?
Nothing anymore. No, but I
No.
love that too. And I love how she just wants to go on vacation. And the guy's like, we have a huge prostitution case I need you on.
And she's, no, I'm sorry, I'm going on vacation. And he's like, okay, I'll see you when you get back. Wonderful.
Yeah.
What, I would be a cop in this situation. It's just a job. She's not, she's not a burnout cop and just been doing it for too long. She's seen too much. I'm a police officer and everything is great. And I see crime and I deal with it.
That's an amazing point.
Yeah.
I feel like in every movie, the cops are just, oh, I'm so exhausted. I think you would be, but and this is like a weird fantasy land where everyone's like, yay, like
Yay, police are awesome. Yeah.
you stop flashers, you stop prostitution rings.
Yeah.
And, no, that's funny. Yeah, it reminded me of The Last Witch Hunter when Vin Diesel is probably the only immortal in any movie ever who's just really happy about being immortal. He's like, this is awesome.
This is awesome.
He's like, I kill witches. I can hook up with stewardesses. I got a ton of cool stuff. I'm rich because I've saved up old antiques. Like,
yeah.
He's not like, I can't live another day. He's like, where are we going next, baby? Like, I'm gonna go kill some witches. He's content. He's like, I can drink as much as I want. Like,
yeah,
I'm like, so it's really refreshing. Yeah. And and all the outfit changes too. The amount of outfit changes in this movie. Like, this Rothrock's, how many days does this take place in? Because we see her.
No clue. It's a good point.
We see her in overalls. Rothrock, just a Scottish yard badass who tortures people, is just rocking around in overalls.
Yeah, it's a torturing outfit, bro.
You could swing the metal and like whap people in the face.
Absolutely. There are several times where Michelle is in the police station. Her clothes change constantly in the police station. Does she have a locker? She's and occasionally she'll get that 1980s shoulder pad thing going. She's got some serious shoulders.
When she jumps up with a knife, remember when she makes fun of that Mad Dog for the knife, and she's just perched on that thing? Oh, the dagger.
They're daggers.
Yeah, and she's just sitting there making fun of him. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling, when they high five and start kicking people. Okay, my three favorite action moments in this movie.
Go for it.
She jumps on a piano and smashes a guy's arm.
Yes.
And then she gets her own slow motion jump. And then she does a butt landing on a guy's back.
Yeah, that was awesome.
But I wrote my notes like butt. Like, what did I put? Let's see. I put like a butt jump or something like that. And like, oh gosh. And then, oh God, what about when Dick kicks Rothrock right in the, where?
Like, yes.
I didn't mean it.
And he goes, sorry, I didn't mean it. And then she just jumps, and it was great because she jumps right back, pop, pops him in the groin.
Yeah. Double foot. Groin. Like, I think she double kicks him in the groin.
Yes, sir.
I didn't mean to do that. But I love that a murderer kicks her and he's like, oh, I didn't mean to do that.
Because there's just some things you don't hit a woman in the uterus, man. It's not nice. I agree. And he even to show you to his credit, he's a murdering scumbag, but even he has his limit. Because that was totally he actually felt that. It was visceral. Oh, snap. Yo, my bad. I kicked you in the baby maker. Let me not do that. I'm trying to murder you, but not that way. Yeah,
if people saw that and you won, they kind of be like, that's not too great.
And the fight, you see, the reason why these are daggers and not knives is because they're so long, man. You got your kitchen knife, you got your butter knife, you got your steak knife, right? You got your Bowie knife, okay? And that is just under the level of machete, or as my Caribbean uncle says, machete. You know what I'm saying?
Machete.
But these, they're very slim, they're really thin, and they're pointy. And so they're daggers, you see.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. So there's a bunch of daggers flying around and they're making fun of people.
They're making fun of people.
And you know what I learned about James Tien, our laughing villain? He played Bruce Lee's cousin in The Big Boss. And then he
Oh, no
was
way.
like Fist of Fury, and then he was originally supposed to be in Game of Death, but then Bruce Lee passed, and then he popped
Mm.
up in like John Woo's film Hands of Death, and like the rest of these actors too, like Dick. Let's see, where's his name? Dick also too, man. Like he helped train Michelle Yeoh, and he like yeah, I mean he also and then he flipped from let's see, who did he start with? He started with the Shaw brothers, but then he flipped over to Garden Harvest,
Oh,
and
Golden Harvest. That makes sense.
then he like worked on like Project A, and like the people, and then Mad Dog too, man. Like I was looking at Mad Dog's. Let's see, where's his at? Like Mad
Mad
Dog's
Dog.
work.
Mad Dog is hilarious because
Man, what
that
is he
screenshot
doing?
that I that screenshot that I sent you, he's really jazzed to be here and he's very angry. But again, he gets along with the boss and Dick Wei. And I think that's because his eyebrows and mustache are clearly false.
Yeah, it's wildly false. And he was in Enter the
Fat Chong.
Dragon. He was one of the guys who let Bruce Lee sneak around him, and then supposedly Bolo Young kills him. It's like
Sure.
all these people in these movies, though, like all these guys, all these villains, all these actors, they're all pros.
Yeah, man.
This isn't like this is like watching John Wick 3. You have Mark Dacascos popping up. You have the Shinobi, the raid guys popping up.
Hmm.
You have just uh, Holly Berry. She's awesome. Like you have all these insane actors. This is John Wick 4. You get Scott Adkins. You get Marco Zarar. Like you get all these pros in your movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's just cool. Like it's just cool watching that and then learning about that. And that's why I love to cover these movies, because Hong Kong cinema was I'm working backwards. I've learned with Hong
Yeah.
Kong cinema, where no, I knew about Bruce Lee, okay, and
Right.
then I knew about John Woo, but I
Hmm.
think I knew about John Woo maybe from late '80s to '90. When the '90s he made his move over here, I knew about Bruce Lee in what the '70s. So I kind of had this blind spot for Jackie Chan's run, for Michelle Yeoh's run, for like
Hmm.
Sammo Hung. Like I missed. I don't know, for some reason I just didn't have that, and so yeah, it's cool going back and exploring these films and watching
So,
that.
so when you mention this, I have to think about when I think about my childhood, weekends, Channel 11, WPIX, and before Fox bought Dumont, Channel 5, Saturday and Sunday was Kung Fu movie day. So that's how you get the Wu-Tang Clan, the dudes from Staten Island, because we grew up watching these things on TV. Now they actually were into it. So they knew the companies and the actors and the actresses. But kids like me, it's just awesome watching this stuff on TV. So I had seen a bunch of these movies when I was a kid, you know? And then you go outside and play, no phones. Video games were terrible back then. You go outside
Mm-hmm.
and then you do the kung fu moves on your friend, you know? So, when you were in Florida as a kid, they didn't play these things on TV that often?
No, so like my life basically was, I played sports in school, and then when I got home, you like put your bag down, you go outside, and like they told me not to come back before dinner. They're like, Mark, stay out until dinner.
That's what
So
they
then
used to
I
tell
came out
us.
till dinner, and then dinner was over, and they're like, Mark, go in your room. So I'll go in my room, do my homework, and like put a movie on. That's why I got into
Mm,
like Blockbuster and Columbia House, because like I could rent movies. Like I don't
right,
think I had
right.
cable in my room, so I would like
Mm.
watch. I would rent whatever was new, or I had a black and white TV, and I used to mess with the mouse ears. This is sounding really
The
sad.
rabbit ears.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
would watch like
No,
Power
no way,
Rangers and
dude.
stuff. So it's yeah. I mean, like for me, watching movies, I never was like, hey, like my first Bond film was Goldeneye. My first
Mm,
Jackie Chan movie was Rumble in the Bronx, because
mm,
that's what was in theaters at the time.
right,
So
right,
I learned, I watched everything that was new. Like I absorbed movies, man. I love, like, I was watching Pulp Fiction when I was 12. Like I
right,
just was watching everything. But yeah, I didn't know, I didn't have like, my family wasn't like, Mark, check out this. And if I had anything, it was like TNT, TBS. That show's
right.
Predator. I feel like Predator,
Yeah, it was
Lethal
hardcore
Weapon,
as a
like
child. Those
like
were hardcore movies as children. They
Goonies,
were-
like that was on the TV all the time. Like
Right,
I don't think there was like Demolition Man. Like I don't think I had
right.
Wesley Snipes. Was he a dancer? He was in Beat
He
It.
also has he's also had a martial arts background. He
Got
was
it.
an actor from Uptown
Got it. Yeah, but
Harlem.
yeah, that's me. And like, it's a long story, but
Mm.
I didn't have those channels. So
No, I get it.
yeah.
I get it. And these for us in New York, this was just on TV. It
Ugh.
wasn't on cable. It was on Rabbit Ears TV. It would come
Ah.
on Channel 11, Channel 5. Kung Fu movies all the time. Jackie Chan, Drunken Master, that type of stuff. It would just be on TV in the afternoon, you know? And Channel 7 would show bowling. You know what I'm saying? Before I mean ESPN was out in the 80s, but you could still watch bowling on regular TV. So when bowling was on, you would please Kung Fu movie put on Channel 11. Yes.
And, I grew up with, and also in that time, like early '90s, you had the Wayans brothers, you had, Wesley Snipes, you had like John Singleton, like you had, I feel like, Living Color, and so like I think I knew a lot of the like white, I knew a lot of like the black actors. I didn't really, there wasn't too many Hispanic actors. You knew like the main ones. That's why I loved it when like when Tarantino wanted Jackie Chan to come over, because then I learned Jackie Chan came over, and then Chow Yun Fat came over, and then Jet Li came over, and then Ang Lee comes over with Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Like that opened up my world to Asian cinema because I knew nothing about it. So
Mm,
like it was kind of like I basically, when that happened, I was like, this is awesome. Like I didn't know that Hard
yeah.
Boiled influenced everything. Like I didn't know
Yeah,
that. I
man.
was like, people are just.
Yeah, man.
I thought I was like, people are jumping around with guns everywhere. Like this is pretty cool. And so that's kind of what it was like for me. And so I guess my introduction to sort of, yeah, just all Asian cinema, Japan,
Mm,
like China, Indonesia, every Vietnam, like every country. It started with Jackie Chan in
mm.
Rumble in the Bronx,
That's
96.
cool, man. That's cool. The 80s and 90s anime started to blow up, and so these types of movies were floating around on bootleg tapes and just
Uh
VHS, and we can rent them at the time mom and pop video stores. So The Killer, that's why on one of the Wu-Tang albums, Raekwon, yo, where my Killer tape, Meth? Asking him for The Killer from John Woo. That's what he's saying. Where my Killer tape at? Because it
uh
goes around, because people are passing these things around. There's a one skit in the Enter the Wu-Tang album. Yeah. So
but yeah,
one to grow on, man.
it's cool to go back and learn all this. Like this was a big spot that I just didn't know much about. So now I'm learning all about these movies. It's great. Like I dig it. And
Never hurts to help, baby.
yeah,
Never
no,
hurts to help.
I mean, and listen, the more knowledge you have about cinema, like, like when you're a teenager, you're not thinking too much about cinema. You're just
No.
like, what's
Just
on?
want to watch. Yeah, you just want to watch
Like
a movie, man.
I'm gonna watch Under Siege again. And then when
I'm
you're in your
sorry.
when you're in your 20s, right? I think you become this, oh, you watch that movie, or like you're like,
You
oh
get it
yeah, yeah,
snobby.
yeah.
Get your snobbery on.
Exactly. And then
Yeah.
I think you get older and I teach film studies too. So I teach Italian neorealism, French New Wave, silent film, what happened with sound. And like once you learn all that, like once you learn about the influence of German expressionism, and once you learn about how America really wanted to pursue, like Warren Beatty wanted to make Bonnie and Clyde for years, but the Hays Code and the culture wouldn't let him. They didn't even want him to star in it. Like he wanted a
Right.
French director to make it. And so once you learn about that, it really helps you put cinema in context. And I think a really important lesson for me was getting into John Woo's earlier stuff. Like watching Hard Boiled blew my mind, because then
Yeah.
immediately, like that show Chuck, you have a flash and you see every single Desperado big hit.
That's right.
Like you see all these movies and you're like, that's kind of the new, like Matrix. Like,
Oh, dude,
oh. And then
dude.
when I started getting into spaghetti westerns, I started seeing Tarantino,
Right.
and then I went,
Right.
like,
Right.
so it's just, I don't know. Well, it's fun watching where Michelle Yeoh started. She won an Oscar. Now you understand her career and how long it took.
A
Uh,
long time, bro.
it's fun, man. Like I think the more you learn about it, like the more you stand. Like I'm gonna be honest. Like that's why I think I've learned a lot about the industry. I don't really have this whole like, I don't know if you talked about this, the whole like love of cinema. Nicole Kidman, like you go to a theater to be transported. I'm like,
Yeah. Yes, that commercial.
I'm like, they just want to make money. Like
Yeah.
it's money. Like you make a successful film, they follow it up with 14 more. Sure,
That's
movies
right.
can help people forget things, but at the end of the day, this is like money laundering, money, like whole
Oh, it's a
studio systems not healthy. The amount of people that they fostered and like kept in jobs, So like when people are like, "Oh, Hollywood, the ideal," when Clooney's like, "We're the last bastion of liberalism in this country,"
There's no way.
you're like,
There's
bro.
no way.
So,
Child abuse, drug abuse.
dude, look at Brooke
It,
Shields.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Drew, Brooke Shields and Barrymore doing those interviews like, and we went through the following, and we're now kind of okay. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and
Horrible.
and
Right.
I think that's why I love the behind the scenes so much. I love the evolution of it. I love the marketing of these movies. I love the
Mhm.
cycles of how cinema rolls. So I think I'm more into that as like a business, as a cycle, as a I dig the art form, the camera work, and the stunt work and everything. I like the technological innovations, but yeah, you're like Michelle Yeoh and Rockrock should have been huge, but you're telling me
Should have
about,
been
but
huge
then you're telling me
forever.
about the cinema can transport us places. I'm like,
Yeah.
ah,
Yeah. And so all we're saying, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls listening to this podcast, it's time for you to get your Netflix on or whatever you do to get some movies. Go on your website of choice and get some DVDs. Get into Hong Kong stuff, man. Get into the old school Hong Kong stuff. Get into the Shaw Brothers. Get into the Golden Harvest. You're going to have some movies. The dialogue's going to be weird. It's hilarious when they do the overdubbing. That's the thing that we've missed out on. Where guys, oh, and you over there, what are you doing? You know, I miss those. We need those things. We need those things because they show you different cultures, different ways of life, and basically all the movies that you're into now, especially the action stuff. That this is where it came from. This is where it came from. George Lucas all day is telling you that Kurosawa was his inspiration. You
man,
know what I mean?
you watch those Kurosawa movies too. I remember watching those and going, well,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
look at Ridley Scott's latest, but what the Last Duel. Like
yeah,
look at Kurosawa's
yeah.
films. Like uh,
The movie, I always say the movie Aliens is like the before and after point for action and dialogue in Hollywood movies. I say that all the time, and I'm telling you, man, the the John Woo stuff, that was the next level.
mhm.
That was the next level. When the John Woo stuff blew up stateside, every American movie was suddenly slow motion dude in a coat, pigeons flying in slow motion before something happens.
And some movies did it great, like Desperado. Like when I
Oh
remember,
yeah,
you know what's crazy? I watched Desperado, and I remember thinking, like, this is like the spinning with the guitar cases and the upside down, and that movie's amazing. That's one of my favorite movies. Robert
it's great.
Rodriguez is probably he's top three filmmakers all time because of how he got started. Like I think he's incredible. But like
There it is.
watching these movies and how they spin and all this stuff, and then you watch Hard Boiled, you're like, oh, like that's. But you know what though? The popularity of Hard Boiled helped out Robert Rodriguez, and then he started his own company in Austin. He's running it, so
There
it's
you go.
it's. I think it opened
There you
up a lot
go.
of doors, and it also led to Face Off, which is like one of the greatest action movies ever made. That will
How
never.
much of I mean, how much of the crazy tonal shifts in Face Off can you see in Yes, Madam? Like all of them.
That is like like you watch Hard Boiled, he's playing instruments, and it's very
Yeah,
melodramatic, and
yeah.
yeah, Face Off will never happen again because you had Cage and
It can't.
Travolta hot. They were hot, and Wu was
Yeah,
hot too. Wu had
yeah,
had some hits, like Broken
yeah.
Arrow, and
Mm-hmm.
so you had the hottest actors on the planet,
Mm-hmm.
and then you had John Woo, and they did the boat chase first to please the studios, and the studio was like, "All right, do what you want. This is amazing."
It is amazing.
Yeah,
It was amazing.
and we'll never ever like
You
that,
can't.
because
You
most
can't.
blank check movies like that are bad. This one turned out to
Yes.
be a beautiful synthesis of insanity. But I don't know. I will say I have a weird soft spot for. There's a movie called. It's actually really bad, but there's a movie directed by Corey Yuen called DOA with like Jamie Presley. It's a
Oh, based on the video game.
Yeah, and he also did Transporter.
Okay.
I mean, listen, that door kick in the Transporter is probably like one of the greatest, one of my favorite stunts ever. But the last movie he directed was DOA Dead or Alive.
Dude, DOA is a video game that introduced me to the phrase jiggle physics. And you can absolutely understand what that means because that's what DOA has been all about. There are like 6 or 7 of these games, and it's all about the jiggle physics, bro, and bikinis. and jiggle physics.
I
All
remember,
right.
I remember watching it and just going like, "What's going on here?" And it's just such
There's
a.
exactly.
But he also did Transporter, which is amazing. So, it, I
Hmm.
mean, I'm so happy you recommended this movie. We actually have the killer on the list. I sent you a list to talk about, so we'll have to figure out what's
Woo,
next.
let's go, son. Let's
But
go.
no, and I know we wax poetic about like the glory of cinema and everything, but this is an era that I love exploring. Like I like the stunt work,
Absolutely.
I like the actors of it, I like how much it influenced. So yeah, and listen, these two didn't have huge careers afterwards, but these, I have this movie playing in the background. Rothrock does a double leg kick and just obliterates a dude, and then Michelle Yeoh kicks a
Obliterates.
dude. Like, but they're equals. They're Tango and Cash.
That's
This
right.
I can't. There's no other movie like this in the 80s. There's no other movie
None.
like this in the 90s. This was
None.
so far ahead of its time that it was too far ahead of its time.
That's right. That's right.
It was
That's right.
like it was too far ahead of its time.
That's right. That's right. They're spectacular. And so if you all want to see Michelle do this one more time, the movie immediately after is called In the Line of Duty, Royal Warriors, 1986. That's the sequel. And then she stops being in it after that one. And then you get In the Line of Duty 3 and 4, and you get your boy, Donnie Yen, aka Ip Man. He's in the building. And
Oh, oh,
you
sorry.
know.
Best
Go for
stunt.
it.
Best stunt. I want to read you something. I was going through the best stunt. I did so much research for this. Best stunt
Go for it.
awards. I do like 80. I do hours of research and then I use about 10% of it, but I like knowing that I have it, if that makes
That's
sense.
that's the point, baby. That's why this podcast is number one in Scotland.
People love it. So get this. In 86, it's kind of sad, but like 86, Police Story beat Yes Madam for best stunt team. So the Jackie Chan
Uh,
stunt team beat Corey Yuen and his crew for Yes Madam. Makes sense. But then the next year, you have like 88, you have Jackie Chan for Project A. Jackie Chan
yeah,
won 3 years in a row. And then you have Ching Siu Tung, who won for The Swordsman. And then you have Once Upon a Time in China, the Jet Li movie. And
yes,
then you have it wins again the next year when you ping. And then Corey Yuen comes back and wins. And then Jackie Chan wins for Drunken Master 2. And then they win
yeah,
for Rumble in the Bronx. And then First Strike, Stanley Tong wins for Police Story 4, First Strike. But then like Jackie Chan wins for Who Am I? But then we start get like Wen Hu Ping wins for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. But then we
hmm.
get like Ching Su Tung wins for Hero. And then you have like, Kung Fu Hustle wins. Like
That movie's amazing.
yeah, and then Donnie Yen starts winning in '06.
Hmm.
Donnie Yen wins again in '08 for Flashpoint, which is a lot of fun. But then Sammo Hung wins for Eat Man, so that starts winning Eat Man 2.
Hmm.
And then like I don't know, I just if you go through and you just watch these movies that won, like in 2020 was Eat Man 4 and 2022 was Raging Fire, which is a badass movie from
Mm.
All Go USA
Yeah,
with Donnie Yen. So
yeah,
if you just want to watch some cool movies, watch the movies that won or are nominated for um best choreography, like best stunt work in Hong
that's
Kong.
right.
Like so these are the Hong Kong Film Awards. So if you just go
That's right.
watch that and win the movies that watch the movies that won, you'll see some cool stuff. So if you're looking
And
for a good
then
movie
and
rec, watch that.
and then prepare to destroy your living room trying to copy the moves that you've just seen, because that is the best part of these movies. Thinking that, oh, I could totally just kick out a flame by not touching it with just the breeze from my foot, and then destroy your apartment. It's great. It's great.
Well, hey man, thank you for joining me. Where can people find you?
And I am still at Eddie Kane on Twitter, and I am on the SoundCloud, Norbert Morvan. Just put out a different song, Roadrunner Thrust Move, that is in homage to the greatest stupid movie in the history of mankind, Armageddon.
Oh, all right. And you
It's
can go listen to the episode that we recorded for it.
Yes, and you can listen to that episode because it's just, oh man. Even there's a clip that's going around Twitter with Ben Affleck just tearing it apart. It's so easy to train astronauts to be drillers rather than training drillers to be astronauts. And he just is a 2-minute rant. I believe it was on the director's commentary.
The Criterion edition, he did a commentary.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, he said that he's like, why is there a helicopter there? And he's like, shut the fuck up. Like he just Affleck got new teeth for that movie.
Yeah,
But I love
because he
it.
was drinking too much Dunkin'.
Oh man, I love Affleck. I feel bad for him because he has like, you know, his alcoholism disease. You know, like he
Well, he's 6'4", he's incredibly handsome, and he's married to Jennifer Lopez. What a depressing life.
yeah. But
I
I mean, listen though, like addiction's real. It sucks, but
got
yeah,
you.
he's had an amazing
I'm a
life.
jerk.
But
I am a jerk, and I'm sorry.
but he's so funny though in that. Like you could tell he maybe
Yeah,
had a couple Boston lagers in him and is just slamming the movie.
just keeping it real.
Oh,
uh,
well,
Thank you,
hey,
Hoffmeyer.
yeah, this was lovely, man, and thank you so much for joining me.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, so for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, for Norbert Morvan, this is Movie Stones and Flicks. We'll see you next week.